KN Kia. KN Kia. What are my thoughts on driving an electric vehicle across country? Stay tuned. So here I am driving for the first time ever an electric vehicle. It is a loaner while my car is in the shop getting the engine replaced. So it's gonna be a while before I get that car back. Anyway, I decided to take this cross country as I usually drive from Northeast Oklahoma up to about Toledo, Ohio, and then over to New York. And I'm not gonna document the whole experience, but I'm gonna see what the hype about electric cars is or is not. Hey, quick interruption. I mean, while you're at it, please hit the subscribe button. 80% of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel, surprisingly. And, while you're at it, a quick little comment or, hitting the like button, bell or no bell, all that really does help. So it'd be awesome if you could do that. So I have got the giant self shadow in the picture. Also, the Kia Niro 2003. This is the full electric, not hybrid. Nice thing is the charger's in the front. It's probably pretty peppy. The back seat, let's go ahead and look in the back first. I got my backpack back there. Seating or legroom's kind of limited in the back, gotta be honest. Got a suit and some bags and stuff in the back. Pretty decent storage space, if I can be honest. Front seat space is pretty good, pretty comfortable. It's got a heads-up display. I turned that off to save power though. That's kind of wild getting used to that shifter down there. It's got the infotainment system, the heads-up display, as I said. It's, well, there, but you can't see it because it's not on, obviously. It's got a nice sunroof. And sorry, ignore all the bugs. It's kind of gross, I know. And you see under the hood, well, that's not an engine. That's a frunk. I'm using the 350 kilowatt, but as you probably am already saying from seeing that, hey, that doesn't take 350. And you're right, it doesn't. There's the steering wheel with a gajillion buttons. There's the display. What's kind of cool about these buttons down here though is it's got like the aircon stuff, the what do you call it, environmental stuff, and then you can switch it and it goes like your radio and maps and these other options. So that's kind of cool. And then you've got, yeah, just all these apps and stuff up here. Quick, and other electric cars are faster. That is way too reflective. I mean, besides of course showing prints, it is just beaming right into your eyes. You can't really see it as much on camera, but it's going, yeah, it's pretty bright. Going across Missouri between Springfield and St. Louis is terrible. There's like nothing. I figured at least Rolla would have some charging stations. They got a couple Teslas and that's it, from all I can see. Man, Missouri, do better on I-44, please. Why Fort Wayne? Why Fort Wayne, Indiana, do you have to be like this? What normally takes me 11, maybe 12 hours to Toledo has taken me getting ready to be 21 hours or so. Oh my gosh. Fort Wayne does not have any DC chargers. that I know of that I could find on different apps and stuff for like the whole city. A couple Tesla chargers, but no general other chargers for anything else that charges fast. So filled up on the northeast side of Indiana. Now I'm charging up at this service station on the toll road west of Toledo, and I just barely made it with like 13 miles left on my range. And just come on, Fort Wayne, get it together, upgrade your chargers. All right, so I've already started my drive back from New York City, so hopefully I can make it in less than 40 hours this time. But do kind of want to show you something that I think I mentioned earlier. So as you can see, range 50 miles. AC is at one fan. Let's turn it all the way up. 48 miles. Just from changing your temperature speed or fan speed. We'll turn that back down so you can hear better. So yeah, I found that, turn your temp down, colder than you like, but turn your fan down as well, and then kind of evens out. You still get a good temperature that you like, but you're not using as much battery. All right, so here are some tips pertaining to this particular Kia Niro EV. They all might not, apply to your electric vehicle, but this is what I've learned driving 40 hours from here to New York and 33 back. So, number one, accelerate lightly. Yes, if you have a lead foot, you are going to burn through that charge. Number two, use the regenerative braking to your advantage. Let the car do its braking naturally. Also, it helps having that little radar sensor that detects how far the car is in front of you to push or keep you back. It automatically applies its own brakes doing that. And while doing that, it regenerates some of the electricity you've been using. Now, granted, you're not going to get, an extra 50 miles on your trip for this, but, it could give you just that little extra back that you need to make it to your next charging station. Number three is use the cruise control when out on the highway. That really helps. It keeps your distance, applies that natural braking automatically, lightly accelerates. It really helps. It probably added about, or saved, should I say, not added, it's all saves. It probably saved about 10 miles, 15 miles between each of my charges while driving across this country. Number four, everything uses power. That includes people and things. So you're gonna get more range as a 150-pound person driving by yourself with just a backpack than you would for 300-pound people with extra luggage in the car. Now, it's not a knock on anybody in their weight. It's just saying the more weight you got in the car, the less range you're going to have. Because, more weight requires more power to move the vehicle. So that's just the way it is. You've got your headlights on. That's using a little bit of power. You've got your wipers going. That's using a little bit of power. So do things to help minimize your power usage. Maybe unplug your phone if you don't need to charge it. That might save you just a smidge. Your air con and heating system, yes, your climate control, that is going to use a lot of power. As you saw earlier, when I for that video clip that you saw earlier, I turned the fan all the way up, turned it down, you saw that range change because that climate control uses a lot of power. So what you can do is you can turn down the fan to the lowest speed and set your temperature all the way down as well. What that'll do is it'll still blow that cold air, but it won't be drawing as much power. Number five is charging stations. If your vehicle can only accept up to 110, find 150. you know, you're going to want to get the most you can get for the fastest recharge. But if you go to a place that's providing 350 kilowatts, but your car can only take 110, let's say, that's a waste. That's a waste to pay for that extra charging power. So find as close to what your car can do as possible to not waste your money or your time. One thing I learned while on this trip, the first stop we went at, well, actually, technically the first stop we went at was a Tesla station that wasn't set up to accept non-Tesla cars. Apparently there's a few of those out there. But the second station we went to only charged up to 9 kilowatts, and we plugged it in, and it was going to be like 8 hours to fully charge the car. No way at all. So that's when we discovered, oh, there's different power levels and how to find the right one for us. And last but not least, use apps. Seems like each area has its own unique charging station companies, let's say. I found that PlugShare is a good application to use because it'll pull in and combine, aggregate, whatever you want to call it, different apps from different places. The ones I used the most on that trip was ChargePoint and Electrify America. And speaking of Electrify America, I found out they got this deal where you pay like $4 a month and it gives you discounted rates when charging. So let's say something that's 29, that charges you 29 cents a minute or kilowatt minute, or I don't know, however they rate it. Normally it would cost you 29 cents a minute. It might charge you, 26 cents a minute or 23 cents a minute, depending on, I guess, how it's set up. But yeah, it was $4 a month. Cancel anytime. I was like, well, yeah, I'm going to be charging a whole bunch. It took 11 charges to get to New York and like 10 back. So, that pretty much paid for itself just right there. And that was just on the Electrify America charges. So, get your apps, find out what sort of deals there are, and set yourself up for that. Now, this is not endorsing any particular app, just telling you what I used and what I liked. So that's just my tips for the 2023 Kia Niro EV. Again, they might not apply to all vehicles, and you don't have to listen to any of these or do any of these if you don't want to. I'm just telling you what I kind of found out and what was working and not working for me. If you have anything extra that could apply to this car or any other car in general, hey, leave it down in the comments. All right, so that's it for me and my cross-country trip with this car. What do I think about it? I mean, it's a nice car. It's pretty peppy too, but highway range, terrible. Drive for 2 hours, 2.25, charge for 45 minutes. That's just, that's pain. What normally takes, about 11, 12 hours took like 20. What normally took 9 hours took 12. What normally took 20 took 40. It's just, no. Cross country, it is not for me. Do I like the car in and of itself? Yeah, I like the car. But do I like the car for cross country? Absolutely not. Probably just doing short trips around, around town, around the city. Yeah, probably work great. In fact, I'm going to be door dashing in this car over the next probably week or two. So, I'll do a follow-up video to that. See how that does. But I think that's going to do a lot better because there's a lot more regenerative braking going on. And yeah, there's a lot more regenerative braking going on, and it's a lot shorter trips. So I think that would probably be better. But for cross country, no. Will I buy an electric after this? No. Technology is just not there for me and how I use vehicles. Maybe another 10 years, or maybe even another electric vehicle would do better. But just for me right now, no. Maybe in 10 years when ranges are better and there's faster and more charging stations across the interstates and across our highway systems, yeah, I might consider it maybe in like another 10 years. For right now, no. Anyway, that is what I have for my experience currently driving cross country for the Kia Niro 2013 EV. So remember, get outside, enjoy life, do a science, have fun. See you later. Check out all these videos floating around here for other great content. Also, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification, comment, check out the links below. It all helps the channel and the family. Every little bit.